sagutin.
Sige,
Mr.
diretso mo na. Go ahead.
Yung kay Ginoong Colmenares, sinabi na po namin yon, yung sa Supreme Court refund. Mahigit na po 28 billion yung nare-refund namin sa dinirect sa amin ng Supreme Court na i-refund na mahigit kumulang 30 billion. So mahigit 2.3 billion na lamang po ang naiiwan na unrefunded na dineposito namin po sa savings account sa bangko ayon na rin po sa direktiba ng Energy Regulatory Commission. So ito pong 2.3 billion ay hindi po na i-refund dahil po wala na po yung mga nagki-claim. So yung doon naman po sa meter deposit refund, 302 million as of December 2017 po ang na-deposito namin sa savings account ayon na rin po sa direktiba ng Energy Regulatory Commission. Na-refund na po namin ang halos lahat ng meter deposit na pinagutos sa amin ng Energy Regulatory Commission. Yung all other refund orders po na dinirect ng Energy Regulatory Commission na ipinakita kanina ni Ginoong Colmenares, na-refund na po namin yan within the timeline na sinabi sa amin ng Energy Regulatory Commission. At nagsumiti na rin po kami ng report sa Energy Regulatory Commission ayon na rin po sa kanilang direktiba para po ma-verify nila kung tama yung pagre-refund namin, kung sumobra o kumulang man. Yung mga pending cases na sinabi ni Ginoong Colmenares doon na meron daw kaming obligasyon mag-refund, ito po ay kasalukuyang under litigation sa Energy Regulatory Commission. Hindi pa po ito napapatunayan at kasalukuyan pa po namin itong dinidispute. So yun lamang po, Mr. Chair, maraming pong salamat sa pagkakataon na magpaliwanag.
Yes, before I go back, pa-interject lang, Honorable Brosas. Is that correct na you said na there's a 2.3 billion pa na refund na hindi pa na bababa?
Yun po yung sa Supreme Court refund, sir, Mr. Chair. Out of the 30 billion, 2.3 billion po yung hindi pa na i-refund pero nasa nakadeposito na po yun sa savings account ayon po sa direktiba sa amin ng Energy Regulatory Commission. Nasa bangko po yung naka-separate na deposit po yun. Dahil
what's the reason, Mr. Valles, kung bakit hindi natin because wala nang claimants yung 2.3 billion?
Yung mga wala na pong nagki-claim doon sa 2.3 billion. Papaliwanag ko lamang po, Mr. Chair. Magmula po nung inutos sa amin ng Supreme Court at ng Energy Regulatory Commission ng pagre-refund, sinunod po namin yung kanilang guidelines para mai-refund ito. So nag-publish po kami sa dyaryo at nag-announce po kami sa media para pumunta yung mga magre-refund, dala-dala yung kanilang proper identification. So, sinikap din po namin.
How long ago was that? Sorry,
ano po?
Mr. Valles, how long ago was that na?
Ang decision po ng Supreme Court ay 2003.
2003?
Opo. So,
baka pwede na natin gamitin yan, for Meralco, yung hinihingi nating compassion for our franchisees na medyo hirap ngayon sa panahon ng pandemya. Baka we can ask ERC to study the possibility of applying the 2.3 billion plus interest sa pag-apply natin ito sa mga nasasakupan ng Meralco para naman just like yung ginawa ng mga electric cooperatives sa kanilang pantawid liwanag, baka magkaroon tayo ng pantawid liwanag grid from Meralco. I don't know if that's possible. Pwede natin ipa-study siguro kay Ma'am Chair Agnes. And I think sila Honorable Brosas and the mga franchisees would take this as a welcome gesture from Meralco. Ano po, Ma'am Chair?
Thank you very much. I really would want to bring this up because the refunds that we are talking about can really help our consumers. So we have the meter deposit, which is 320 million. We have the corporate income tax of 2.3 billion. We have the meter, sorry. So we have at least two which are very clear. And the biggest, of course, is the corporate income tax. Now, under our laws, when these monies are no longer being claimed by anyone, they become res nullius. They are considered res nullius, and therefore nobody owns it. And the proper proceeding is an escheat proceeding. In fact, wherein the government will get this money, will claim this money, so that the money will be given to the state. Now, we have already coordinated with the OSG, and in fact, like the meter deposit, the OSG has all the documents. For the corporate income tax, we don't have the filing fees. And we were granted last year, Your Honor, by you and by Congress for us to be able to file the SCHIT proceedings. However, maybe we can look into a legislation that for monies like this, it can be used to lower down the cost of electricity in the same approach that we did the Murang Kuryente Act. Maybe we
Yes.
can look into it. So
Sige,
that
ma'am.
is
Let's
really going to
ano.
be for legislation.
Yes, I think we should work fast on this and look at all the possibilities that could speed up the use of those
Opo.
refunds. Specifically, yung 2.3 billion, ma'am. If you look
Malaki
at it,
po
that's
yan.
still
Oo.
2003. Can I ask Meralco to submit to this committee at how much is that 2.3 billion now? Because I would want to know. That's 17 years ago. Can we find out how much that is right
yung
now?
2.3 billion po nasa, Mr. Chair.
Yes, go
if I
ahead,
may,
please.
Yung 2.3 billion po nakadeposito sa bangko. So, meron pong interest na ang bangko. So, yun po ang pwedeng madagdag lang.
Yeah, can we find that interest also? Because that's big eh. That's 2.3 billion. If we compute it, ang laki nun. So, we request, yes, well, we
Yes.
would want Meralco to please submit the actual amount of that 2.3 billion. And we'd also want Ma'am Chair to request Ma'am Chair Agnes and to please study how we can actually come up with a solution to be able to apply these amounts. Yes, Honorable Brosas.
Yes, Mr. Chair. He mentioned several papers and reports sa Meralco. We would like to have a copy also, furnished copy of that. And Mr. Chair, siguro indulge me in this.
Yes.
Mr. Nery Colmenares would like to say something doon sa reply or response ng Meralco, Mr. Chair.
Yeah, no problem. But can we please make it brief because we're
Yes.
just hearing tackling said refunds.
Yes, thank you, Mr.
Honorable
Chair.
Colmenares. Yes,
Thank you,
ma'am.
Mr. Chair. Actually, Mr. Chair, yung sinabi ko kanina, ang Meralco, they've reported. Yun ang sabi ko kanina eh. Ang tanong na Mr. Chair na hindi sinagot ng Meralco, una, may independent audit ba ito? O galing lang ito sa inyo? That's the first question, if you remember my presentation.
Yes,
Second, may interest ito. I mean, if 2003 ang desisyon ng Korte Suprema, at 2020 na may 2.3 billion pa kayo. And I've really studied all the files, no? As of 2015, may 6.7 billion pa silang din-refund. So ang tanong, sana punta interest nito? Kasi if it's 30 billion pesos, it's actually 30.2 billion pesos. I mean, through the years, it accumulated a lot of interest. So yung, then I mentioned the others, yung bill deposit, 27 billion, etc., etc. So ang tanong sa Meralco actually, saan ang interest nito? Did you commingle these funds with your own accounts? Second, ano ang interest nito? How do we know magkano interest niya na kinita nyo? Kasi pwedeng ginamit nyo yun sa operations nyo. And then, so yun ang hindi transparent as far as I'm concerned. But Meralco can answer that. Otherwise, the demand of the people is i-audit yan ng COA in the same way na nalaman ang 2003 overcharging because the COA came in as per request of the Energy Regulatory Board. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Yes, Honorable Colmenares, duly taken, duly noted. We'll just take that up in a separate hearing so that we can actually really find out all of the refunds that Meralco has due to its to its franchisees, because right now let's just focus first on the Meralco bill, and
Thank
then we'll set another meeting specifically for those refunds. Thank
Thanks.
you, Honorable Colmenares. Honorable Brosas, if that's all the questions.
Yes, yes, Mr. Chair, yun lang. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Maraming salamat. And now I'd give the floor to Ma'am Chair Agnes to comment on the insights and the comments given by Attorney Dimagiba and Mr. Tan a while ago. Yes, Ma'am Chair Agnes.
Thank you very much for this opportunity to be able to reply. Of course, there were some of the issues I have already taken up with respect to refund and the suggestion that we come out more with information dissemination. We shall do that. And another point on the refund, Your Honor, some will have to be taken up during the reset process. And I'm just going over my notes now. For the issue that was raised by Attorney Dimagiba, as I mentioned earlier, the rules on the estimated billing was promulgated at a time that we did not know about a pandemia that would last for several months. And therefore, there's a need now to really revisit and in fact to amend the rules so that we should be able to capture the situation. Now, there was actually already some amendment on this rule from 2006, there was in 2010. But I think there's really a need for us to address that. Now, for the issue that was raised by Mr. David Tan of MSK on the DSM, this will be part of the review that the ERC will be conducting. And for the issues raised by Power of the People, some of this actually cover the refund already. And as I said, we will be looking into the DSOR provisions and regarding the estimated bills that actually brought a lot of confusion. Now, for the S-cheat, again, because I think this is the biggest output that we can have during all these hearings is to be able to tap the unrefunded, the monies that are with the distribution utilities. And it's not only Meralco that has with them some funds to be refunded. And so we will help in looking into how legislation can address this. I think this is the biggest output that we have for this afternoon. We shall continue to review the allegations of our consumers, and we shall also have more because monthly the DUs and the ECs submit reports. We will be more. We will really look into these reports, except that we're so limited by manpower. So I think these are the highlights of what we want to convey to the public. And rest assured, that as regulator, the primordial interest is really for the protection of our consumers, without forgetting that we have to keep the entire value system whole. We cannot be promising that we should require even the ECs to just let go of several more installments if this will financially put at risk all our ECs. So it's a value system that we also have to look into. It's a balancing act that the regulator will have to do. But primordially, it's the interest and the protection of our consumers. Thank you very much, Mr. Chair, for this opportunity.
Thank you, Ma'am Chair Agnes. I guess it's already late in the afternoon. If there's no other interpellators or any other comments, I think we've already heard a lot. Oh, one more comment from Mr. David Tan. Yes, sir.
Salamat po, Chairman. Gusto ko lang po ma-emphasize, mabuti naman po at sinabi ni Chairman De Benadera na titingnan niya nila ang kapakanan ng mga taong bayan. At yung po sinabi ng Meralco na wala silang MAR, ulitin ko lang po, sila po ay regulated entity. Ang kita nila estimated ng ERC. Kaya po nila nakuha yung per kilowatt hour rate, no? So kung ang power na mura nila ibebenta sa industrial ay kinonsumo ng industrial ay sobra po ng 2 piso per kilowatt hour. Ito po magandang tingnan ngayon kasi sobra ang singil, sa laki po masyado ang kita nila at para na hindi na maging refund ay ayusin na po natin ngayon. Please, Chairman De Benadera. Salamat po.
Thank you, Mr. David Tan. I think that was addressed to our chairperson, Agnes De Benadera, to please look at that so that we would be able to fix the rates and charges that are being given us. So, I think we've heard a lot. We've actually, Meralco has already said a lot of things na nakasagot dun sa mga complaints. However, yung pinakamalaking ang problema na bringing up po ni Honorable Brosas would be yung the fact that yung mga kababayan natin talaga ngayon ay karamihan sa kanila because of walang employment ay kinakailangan ng saklolo. So with the discussions also with regard to the refund, I think Ma'am Chair Agnes, we should sit down and let's talk about that process. Para namang yung kung ano mang deposit na kaya natin ma-tap and we could apply to those at we'll follow yung napakagandang ginawa ng mga electric co-ops sa kanilang pantawid liwanag. We'll try to copy that also in the private distribution utilities. And also to Meralco, so just a reminder to Meralco na yung mga franchisees nyo, should always look at them at yun talagang pinagsisilbihan natin. Ano po? Ang sinabi ko po kanina, public utility ang Meralco, definitely it's imbued with public interest. So complaints na binibigay ng mga nasasakupan nyo should be answered. Miscalculations made shouldn't be allowed. And at the very least, kung may miscalculations, it should be at a minimum. Alam naman natin na walang perfect, pero kung may panay-mali naman ang nagagawa, hindi na acceptable yon. Nakikisa po kami, ang inyong lingkod, ang chairman po ng Energy, I'm sure with Chair Agnes and the members of the Energy Committee, sa mga nagko-complain. At alam natin na yung pakiramdam ba nila na hopeless sila, that they feel na lahat ng complaints nila are falling on deaf ears. Yun ang pinakamahirap. Parang wala na lang pag-asa. And I think Meralco should empathize with their customers. Kami dito sa Kongreso, kami ang representante ng mga tao. And the only way na maipaabot ang kanilang concerns ay through us. So andito tayo ngayon and we want Meralco to fix this mess. Pakigandahan nyo po lalo ang inyong customer service. Marami sa mga kababayan natin ang walang trabaho. I think you could tap more and add to your customer service ang mga nagseserbisyo sa mga tao para mas mabigyan ng maraming kababayan natin ng trabaho. And hopefully, at the end of the day, yung franchise nyo talaga is to give better service to the Filipino people. So, yun lang po ang pinapabot namin sa Meralco. In the coming days, hopefully, wala na pong matanggap itong committee na to ng mga complaints. And hopefully, we are appealing to Ma'am Chair Agnes. I'm sure Ma'am Agnes will do everything para ma-resolve yung mga complaints. We'll get to the bottom of it. And definitely, at the end of the day, we'll work extra hard, this committee together with ERC and DOE para ma-resolvehan po natin lahat to. So again, I thank everyone, ang ating mga resource persons, ang ating mga members, This has been a 4-hour hearing again. Palagi tayong marathon. Pasalamat sa inyo at tumatagal tayo ng ganito katagal. So again, to everyone, I wish you good luck. Stay safe. And Meralco, please, we don't want to hear any more complaints. Pakiayos po ang inyong customer service. So yun lang. Maraming salamat. And do I hear our favorite motion?
Yes,
Motion to
Mr. Chairman.
adjourn. All right, do I hear a second?
Seconded, Mr. Chairman.
This committee hearing is hereby adjourned. Many thanks and good afternoon to everyone.
Good
Thank you,
afternoon.
Chair. Thank you,
Thank
Madam
you.
Anish.
Salamat. Maraming
Thank you sa
salamat sa
lahat.
lahat.
Thank